You know, I can't help but notice my music's still gone. Oh boy. Either way, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy VII. We're nearing the end of this little session before we take a 3-year hiatus so I can compare and contrast. Anyway, so the last video was an hour long, and I thought I wasn't gonna make it with that last bit because you know the 5-minute timer hit as soon as that Sleeping Forest cutscene popped up. But I think we'll continue until we get to the Sleeping Forest again. And then we'll have a little chit-chat about the comparisons of this shit. Right now, Cloud's having a panic attack because he's afraid he'll break down again and mess up and do something he shouldn't. Barrett not holding back. Tifa kind of trying to, you know, stop him from feeling worse about himself. Barrett doesn't really give a shit. Am I alone in my party? No, they swapped out for Barrett. They just automatically put Barrett in there, huh? Alright. We are in Gangaga, by the way. Don't know if you can tell. You awake? These people were so worried that they stayed by your side until you woke up. You sure do have good friends. Thank you. Cloud. Hey, how are you? I just want to know, which is it gonna be? You want to find out about yourself, or are you afraid to find out? Either way, if you stay around here, all you're gonna do is worry about it. Even if you do go nuts again when you see Sephiroth. If it happens, it happens. I'll go upside your spiky head and bring you back to normal. Cloud, it'll be alright. We're all with you. But if it happens, it happens. Don't worry about it. You're right. He's right, isn't he? Come on. Let's go and find Aerith. Oh, there's the music. There's the music. Whew. I was afraid you were gone forever, baby. Does anybody have like anything different to say? Wouldn't be you. Damn it! I want to talk to Mr. Fair. Nothing. All right. No new dialogue, eh? Oh wow, that just okay. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna kick you out. Oh, there it is. The Mad Lads, they did it. They brought us out. So I wonder how they expect you to find the Sleeping Forest. What is this, by the way? Oh! Shit! Temple. Alright. Gonna be honest with you, didn't think that was that. Because it's now just a giant fucking square. Alright. That's fine. First, we actually can do something with Barrett. That is Diamond, right? And Rocket Punch is nothing. Cool. Love it. Let's just give him luck plus. Okay, let's bring you in here. So we can give you the diamond, but you don't have anything new. Except for Pinwheel. That's not really new. No. Ooh, I can give her a summon. Oh, they emptied. Okay. No equip. $62, $120, $42. Okay, we'll do that one then. So you have nothing. Well, I shouldn't say absolutely nothing, but guess we'll give you Shiva then. Alright. And no, Cloud, stop being a hog. Okay. So we can give him an ice. Oh, the trident is his. Duh. Feel so stupid. Okay. Fucking. No, not that one. What are they? Just Earth? Doesn't really look like it goes to him. Then Bahamut. Alright. So yeah, those two would be at 1. Because I haven't grinded either of their things, either of their limits, but I will, off screen. Because I'm not a madman and I'm going to make you sit through all of that. So that's... So Yuffie's 39 and Red 13 to 39, so we'll keep them in the party. We make our way for the Sleeping Forest. Ooh, Cosmo Memory. We haven't seen that yet. And who knows? We might never see it. Foamy keeps obliterating everything like that. Alright. Nice, nice. Is that Cosmo? Yeah, it's gotta be Cosmo Canyon. Yeah, that's Cosmo Canyon. Nope. Over here. You just gotta keep going up. To the very tippy top. Although I'm not used to having to go around the edges. What is that? I'm trying to think. It's not Nebel. Oh! Oh shit, this is... Oh! Fuck. Yeah, I see where we are now. Let's call him. Let's Cosmo memory, baby. Oh. Oh! That is sick! That was sick. No, we're at Calm in Midgar. Alright. There's Midgar. So we're getting closer. Just out of curiosity. What is over here? Oh, shit. Nice. Get fucked. It's just one little raccoon. Here it is. Get the hell off. What's over here? Ow! Could you please die, weird dragon thing? Can I steal anything? No. Fine, we'll do the Cosmo memory. Couldn't sense. Okay. That was not worth it. Like that little bit of fucking money and AP. Like, dude, I could go make more money off that dude in Gangaga. What the hell? Oh, can I not run into a battle here because this is the Sleeping Forest? Is that what that is? No, I'm not. I'm not dealing with that. That's gotta be it, right? Yeah. Kinda want everybody to be 40. Well, that was unfortunate. How did they give more than that stupid dragon? That's what I want to know. Like, this dragon is literally the worst thing in the world. It takes so much to kill. and it doesn't even give you like a good amount of money or AP. Like 510 money, I mean 510 EXP, just not good. Like money, yeah, sure, it gives a good amount of money, but not experience for what it is. Throwing money at my dog? Rude. Like, how do these two dumb squirrels give more experience than that stupid big menacing dragon? Like, honestly, I'm starting to think about running away from this dragon because he just takes too long. And what an interesting angle. I'd be so much better off fighting that damn squirrel. Is there anything specific that pops up on the beach? Oh! Snickerdoodles! Wow, even you give more. That is sad. Even that stupid bird gives more than the dragon. Is this what I think it is? It's just a Hondu. Or as I like to call it in Rebirth, the fondue. Oh, red's so close. I'll at least get red. Like, I'm getting tired. And I'm nowhere near where I want to end the video. Hey. Hey. Now that red's there, we should come in here and check. Okay, yeah, I should have specified. I want everybody at 40 bug Kate Sith. I don't know, we'll figure out where he's at. Counter, baby. Oh, so he's actually pretty close. If it was easier to stay on the beach, that'd be nice. But it's not. It's like a really thin line to be on the beach. And I like being on the beach just because it's kind of faster to like kill this dude than it is risking for the biscuit on that the dragon or the two squirrel things. I'd rather just fight the fondue, which is a twist from Rebirth because fondues were some of my least favorite enemies to fight. But you know, things change when it's turn-based. Okay, well they're both gonna level up next turn. And we'll probably put Tifa back in our party. Have Barret and Tifa. Come on. Come on.
Give it to me. Meter and we'll do it. Nice. Give me that bird wing. Do you know where Aerith is? We're talking about that girl? I warned her, but she went into the sleeping forest anyway. A forgotten city. Where are you going in? I don't think you have anything. Oh, you had the diamond. Nice. Order search. The dig point is where the staff lines of visions meet. Move to the dig point and press square to select the staff. What? I want the Lunar Harp. Oh. Oh, come on. Okay, I don't understand this. Why am I allowed to put so many people down if only one of them actually will dig? That's what I don't fucking understand. Okay, now it's making more sense. So that should be 4? We'll do one right here then. Okay, so it kind of looks like right here. So the staff weren't like how many places they would dig. It's having them stand there so they can look where you're supposed to dig after the explosion. There it is, baby! Alright, that's where I'm gonna stop. Like, with continuing, and we're gonna talk about the Forgotten Capital. In this game, the Forgotten Capital is probably about, I would say, an hour and a half if you're doing it normally. Maybe an hour and 40, maybe closer to 2. I guess it depends on how like you get with your spawn encounters, which is still pretty decent, because I mean it's like a maze, so you're bound to get lost, you're bound to retrack, which is going to cause a lot of random encounters. Then you'll eventually run into the random part where you've got to do the hide under the rock thing to get to the pool, and then the time clock puzzle, which is neat now that I think about it. And then that leads you into the Chungus. He looks like a Chungus, but the fucking ancient spirit or whatever game, which I accidentally did. I didn't think I was gonna find him in that door, but I just kind of accidentally ran into him. And then obviously the whole thing with Sephiroth happens, and then you do the 2 boss fights. You fight the Red Dragon, and you fight the Door Guardian or whatever. Pretty much almost back to back, actually, which is weird how you do fight them back to back. But I guess like a big helper is that you do get the chance to like rest up in between fights. if you really need. The only thing I didn't get to do that I wanted was there's that one chest I never got to, and then there's 2 doors I never got to go inside. I didn't get to go inside door 5 and 4, I believe it was, but I went in every other door. There was like 3 encounters or 2, and 2 chests I opened as well. But I mean, at least we got the trident. We didn't miss that. That would have been embarrassing, especially now that it's gone and you can no longer go back there. Like, geez Louise. I guess the other thing to know story-wise is in this game, Cloud doesn't seem off until he starts laughing in front of the meteor frame. When you see like Sephiroth's silhouette inside of him, he doesn't seem off until that point, and then he's just off until, you know, Gungaga. Whereas in Rebirth, it's not as soon as you get to the Temple of Ancients, because when you're outside the Temple of Ancients, he's still kind of normal. It's once you get inside the Temple of Ancients and a little bit in it, and when I say a little bit, I just mean like an hour or so. Maybe not even an hour, like 30 minutes. It doesn't take long for you to realize Cloud's off. Like, Cloud is not himself inside this temple. Like, for 90% of that temple, Cloud is not himself. And it is very evident and is very clear by how black materia driven he is. To the point to where he's honestly just giant, kind of like asshole in the entire Temple of the Ancients. And then you see him go through just an emotional range of mood swings at the very end with the Sephiroth scene on the outside. Whereas in this one, you kind of see it too, because like you see Cloud struggling to like stop himself from giving the black materia to Sephiroth. All the while, there's like a kid version of him standing where he originally was. Whereas in Rebirth, he starts acting like a kid, almost, when it comes to trying to give the black materia to Sephiroth. So that's an interesting correlation there, is his kid-like nature in Rebirth, almost, when trying to get the black materia to Sephiroth. Whereas in this one, he's trying to resist, but he can't, and there's just a kid silhouette of him standing there for whatever reason that just says no. So it's a lot more vague in this game, whereas it's a lot more apparent in Rebirth, because there's just a lot more given to you and a lot more to go off of, whereas in this game there isn't. You just kind of have to infer it. The 2 bosses are paced out so much better in Rebirth. Like, you get the dragon midway into the dungeon, and then shortly after that is the Reno, Rude, Elena fight. Reno, Rude, Elena, and Sung fight, because you got Reno and Rude, and then Elena and Sung. And then again, another portion after that is the Gay Guardian, and then there's the Ironclad Giant, or whatever. Near the beginning. So there's like 4 bosses in Rebirth in the Temple of the Ancients. And they're paced out pretty well. I wish you would get to fight Elena and Sung, or Rude and Reno, some combination of the bunch here, but you don't. They show you Sung stabbed right away, and then they show you later how he got stabbed, and he sent Elena off, promising her a drink, a dinner date. I don't know, it seemed like he was just being nice. It doesn't seem like he actually wanted to. And, you know, nobody gets separated, nobody gets switched or nothing. You just have your main 3 that you walk in there with. And you're just there with them the entire time. And the other correlation is the time clock room, where you're moving the hand. And that makes sense now, right? In my brain, with the way they use that in Rebirth. How you see that time clock again, but not in the same way. Like, that room is not in Rebirth in any way, shape, or form. That little time clock room. Instead, you see that time clock when it's rewinding time, like several hours later or several hours prior. Here's what Aerith was doing while you were doing that with Cloud. Here's Aerith's timeline. There's Cloud's timeline. Now let's go back to Aerith, and you do that twice, right? You go through a Cloud strip, rewind time, do that strip as Aerith, go back to Cloud, rewind time, do that strip as Aerith. And that way they give you more party variety. Because you've got your main Avalanche crew with Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett, and then you've got your extra friends with Aerith, Yuffie, and Red. Because Vincent and Sid are not playable in Rebirth, even though you could theoretically go into the Temple of the Ancients with them. I've been purposely not using them as much, specifically for the fact that you can't use them in Rebirth. So there's that. But obviously they will be there in Part 3. They're already confirmed. Or it was already confirmed that they were being saved for Part 3. Which will make it interesting, because that'll be like a fucking party, dude. Like, Rebirth has a stacked variety of fighting. And in Part 3, you're gonna have one more character to juggle around with. Like, you're losing a character for sure, but you're gaining 2 more, so you're just gonna be like with 1 more than what you had in Rebirth, which is insane. But yeah, no, so it's like there's some similarities, but there's a lot of differences, and there's a lot more touched upon with nuance. Like, they go full in on Cloud losing his mind, going full Sephiroth mode in Rebirth, whereas in this game, they didn't really do it until you got to the end of the Temple of the Ancients with the Sephiroth wall area. Obviously, the K-Sets thing played out differently because that's handled completely different in Rebirth. He's kicked out of the party. Whereas in this game, he's blackmailing Tifa and Cloud, or whoever you went on the date with, into letting him stay with the party. So, in this game, again, he's kind of hovering that above your head to let him sacrifice himself for you to get the black materia. Whereas in Rebirth, he shows up out of nowhere when you least expect it, in a very dire situation, and does a bamf move to allow you to escape. So that's cool. My ear itches. So, in that sense, yeah, the Temple of the Ancients is so much longer in Rebirth. Like, I think it was like 4. What did I do it in? I did in like 6 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. It was 4 to 6, somewhere in 4 to 6. Because my first stream was like 3 hours, and then that one got cut off by an error. The game bugged out, and application shut off. I think that was followed by like another 3-hour stream, so it was probably around 4.5 to 5.5. And then, like I said, the other big difference is the Sephiroth scene. Right at the very end, where Cloud's giving him the black materia, and how that pans out. Right, the case of things different. Again, I much prefer how Rebirth handles that situation than the original game. I don't really care for the blackmailing thing. I just like the party kicking him out and then him coming back of his own free will. Again, in Rebirth, they make Cloud look a lot like a dick in this area. But then you get to the very end where Cloud once again is childlike in nature as he's trying to give the black materia to Sephiroth because he's just enamored and trance. And so Aerith gets her hands on it. He chases Aerith down. Aerith gives it to him saying, I trust in you. I will follow you. I will believe in you. And then she almost falls. And then they both fall. And then they end up in the other timeline, the Zack timeline, the Zack world. And a lot of weird shenanigans happen, which then lead to you being picked up by Barrett and Tifa as they begin looking for Aerith, who ditched them to go find the Forgotten City. Whereas in this game, it doesn't look like that's what... Obviously that doesn't happen. Cloud and Aerith don't fall from an extremely high height. Cloud just starts wailing on Aerith and Tifa knocks him the fuck out to calm him down. And while he's out, they just say, hey, Aerith went to go find the Temple of the Ancients, or the Forgotten Capital. We don't know where she's at. Did they even say she was going for it? I can't remember. I just watched that scene. I can't remember if they knew or not. I know Cloud says, yeah, she's going for the Forgotten Capital of herself because she's a surviving Cetra. I'm not gonna do it. I'm useless. Sephiroth's gonna make me bitch. Forget me. Basically is what he's saying. Forget me. Ignore me. I'll only make it worse. And then he says Sephiroth already knows. And then Barrett and Tifa really have to try and dig him out of his own depression, his own head, to go after Aerith. Whereas in Rebirth, he has no qualms about going after Aerith. Right? He wants to. But in this game, he was very reluctant as soon as he woke up. Whereas in Rebirth, again, he's not reluctant. But I guess that's the dual side of the timeline nature. I feel like that's why he's not as reluctant in Rebirth to go find Aerith. Whereas in the OG he is, because he wakes up after having basically smacked the shit out of Aerith under Sephiroth's control. Whereas in Rebirth, he doesn't smack the shit out of her. They fall together. They go into the other timeline together. And Aerith basically flat out tells him, don't blame yourself for what's about to happen. Take care of yourself. You're what matters. And then pushes him into the hole. Where he has that chit chat with Sephiroth. And then that leads into the sleeping city scene with Aerith poking her head out of trees in random directions with no explanation. Whereas in this game, that's just in his head, sleeping, it's a dream, almost. She's talking to him through a dream. Again, very similar, where she's basically saying, hey, worry about yourself, don't worry about me, I can handle Sephiroth. Headed to the capital, by the way. Don't feel like you have to come, kind of thing. And I feel like we're in that one, Sephiroth appears at the end instead of the beginning. Because in Rebirth, he appears at the beginning where he sees Cloud and then basically chastises Cloud for bringing in the white materia. That's not supposed to be here. How disappointing you are. Or something like that. Or that doesn't belong here. And then I can't remember if he says he's disappointed or if he says, I thought you would have understood. Or something like that. And then you don't see him after that. And then you run into Aerith after fighting the Whispers. Whereas in this game, you just talk with Aerith as she's poking her head out of the trees and falling down. And then Sephiroth shows up. Overall, I mean... I can't say I necessarily marginally prefer one over the other in this particular Temple of Ancients case. Aside from the case of part, I will always say is so much better done in Rebirth. I like how it was handled there better. That bleeds into this with how Kaseth is handled. It's still a little jarring that he does the self-sacrifice and then they leave the temple and he's already immediately fucking there, like... What's up, guys? You didn't miss me, did you? Hope you didn't cry. Hope you didn't cry. But it's like, aside from that, I mean, like, this version has its charm. Where you go in, you actually talk to the spirit of an ancient. Where you don't do that in Rebirth at all. But he can't speak. And Eric's like, he doesn't need to speak either anymore. Or something stupid like that. And then, basically, you go through, you find Sephiroth. Sephiroth delves his plan. And then, chaos happens. You get the black materia thing after the case of sacrifice. And then you have the cloud, the Sephiroth moment outside the temple as it's collapsing. Or I guess in Rebirth, it's as it's collapsing. No, probably after it's already collapsed. It's just much bigger, giant empty square in Rebirth than it is in the original. So it was tripping me out. So I guess it is a nicer touch in Rebirth that Cloud's just black materia hungry the entire time, just about. Adding nuance to it. And then you have the whole trial moment in Rebirth too. That's really cool. That is absent in the original. I mean, really, the only thing in the original game that is present in Rebirth is Aerith awakens a pool of water. That allows her to talk to the live stream. You find a room with Cetra drawings of history and knowledge. You fight a red dragon. You fight a door. And Cloud gives Sephiroth the black materia. But aside from that, everything else is just expanded upon. Like, there's so much more added nuance and depth surrounding the Temple of the Ancients. Like, it feels like an actual real dungeon. And probably the best dungeon in either remake or Rebirth. But yeah, no, I really liked the trials they added. And I think the trials in general might make me prefer Rebirths over the originals. Because in the original, you don't see Sephiroth until the very end of the Temple of the Ancients. When Cloud starts acting like a legitimate child. Otherwise, you don't see Sephiroth inside the Temple of the Ancients, really. Like, you do, but you don't. Like, you don't get to see him monologue like he does here. So, there's that. Like, I like that moment in the original game. But I think overall, all the stuff they added to add weight and just more interesting moments and whatnot in Rebirth make me prefer it more. So I do prefer Rebirth. But I'm not going to say it's like such a marginally drastic difference of what I prefer. Like when you compare it to, say, the last segment we just did at the Gold Saucer, getting the keystone from Dio, the date, and Case's betrayal. Where it's like not even close. Like that segment for me in this game is like a 4 out of 10. And that 4 out of 10 comes from the date moment. I don't like the Dio. I don't like how Dio's keystone thing is handled in this game, and I don't like how Case's betrayal is handled in this game. When you compare it to Rebirths. So like say that's a 4 out of 10 for me, and Rebirths is like a 9 out of 10. Like that's the disparage we're getting here. Whereas in this one, it's probably like Temple of the Ancients is probably again like a 9 out of 10 for me. But in the original games, it's like a 7 out of 10 for me. So there's only like a 2-point scale difference here we're talking about. Compared to like the 5 with the Gold Saucer. Whew. It might even be a 3, but I don't know. I still like the date. But either way, I think that's enough rambling about differences and whatnot before I just run in a circle again and start rinsing and repeating some points like I've already done. So I hope you have a great day. Remember, you could be the best you could possibly be. Ta-ta. For now.